Hi, it's Kristen, and today I want to talk about taking communion. This was brought up just recently as somebody connected regarding communion. I had put a post, it was the Power of 40, and talked about consecrating yourself, or encouraged you to consecrate yourself for 40 days differently than maybe taking something out, but inviting something in. And so one of the suggestions I recommended was taking communion for a 40-day period. So they connected regarding, do I take communion regularly, and if so, how? And I do daily, usually actually every morning and every evening. I love it. I love doing it personally. Of course, I love taking communion corporately, and that's how I was first introduced to communion. But I love doing it personally. It's, for me, it's kind of on my pace, and I'm able to sort through and sift out what I need to in my soul, in my mind, in my emotions, in my desires. I just really use that as just kind of that cleansing, recalibration, alignment moment for me. It's powerful, absolutely powerful. I love saying yes to Jesus' invitation. Of course, he asks us to do it in remembrance of him, but more than a duty, like do this, must do this, I really see it as an invitation of being invited into that Last Supper, that moment with him and the other disciples and his other followers. And so I say yes to being invited into that moment, and thanking him that he would even extend the invitation, that I'd have a way to participate, that bread and juice, and so wine, whatever you want to use, but I just thankful that I am, instead of me imagining being there and creating communion for myself, or I guess looking at some other passages and creating a feast for yourself, imagining being part of that feast, that banquet moment, but we're invited into it. Like that was his idea, to say, come to this space and take this bread and break it and drink from this cup, and just think about the cup that he is offering, his cup of joy, the cup of suffering in seasons 2. And so really I love it. I love it. It's powerful. I highly recommend it. But for me, there was a season that it became rote and religious, and so at that time I introduced a song. So I play this song, and this song is special. It's actually a song that God had given me. He gave it to me in a dream while I was sleeping. I remembered these words as I was waking up, didn't know if they fit, Googled them, and they did. It was part of a song. So played that song, and every line of it is powerful and precious. So play that song. But if I did not have a song from him that he had kind of given me and dedicated to me, I absolutely would play one for him, dedicating one to him in that space, just kind of sweeten that moment for him, for us. So but I would say for me, taking communion regularly, it started with when I was doing a fast. One of the fasts I was doing, I was asking for a specific breakthrough and believing that the fast was bringing power to that breakthrough. And so I invited communion in, taking communion also, because I didn't want to focus on self and make that about me, and make that about what I was not doing, and I didn't want it to focus on me. It's about Jesus. It's about his life, his death, his resurrection, his power, and so it's always about him. So just really telling my soul, focus on Jesus. It's about him, and me saying no to some things in those that for that period of time was about aligning with him. And so that's what communion is for me. I shared that with the person who asked, and I shared my song even, and they are playing that same song, and their time is rich. She shared that she's been in a church for decades, and now taking communion all of a sudden, just in a few days, or 2 weeks, I guess, or I don't even know. I'd have to ask her, but it has become sweet and rich and juicy and wonderful. So I recommend that to you too, and may taking communion feel different. So choose life choice today, taking communion. We're going to say yes to his invitation, if we can be a part of that sweet, precious moment today, currently. And I recommend doing so, because now's the time.